Peace, my family, and raw back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. Leave Baba take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all like a healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right and that good. Nah. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher natures and cleansing. Okay. Cleansing the lows. I came here today to express, and you know. you know. I got on my green veil scarf, right? And let me just say this. It has nothing to do with our culture, right? Let me just say this. This is just something that I do, when I'm just on some expression, maybe chakras that I'm feeling or vibing on. And, I just want to share that. Feeling that I'm vibing on, right? And we don't wear, all these colors in our culture. I just want to make that we wear white. And that's all I want to say on that note. But yeah, we wear white, right? And that's just what that is. We wear white in our culture, right? Now, all white. That's it. Now, when you're moving out throughout the day, sometimes I, like to switch it up because, of course, nowadays, white is, wearing every day, depending on where you are and the location you are. Sometimes, you just want to be about moving in a good way, right? Moving in a good way, where it's not necessarily, just, just moving in the right way. Okay, I'm just saying it. Just moving in the right way, because, But you know what's up. White is where it's at. White is what we put on, right? So I just want to make that be clear, right? It's all white. And, so as I was saying, going on this good journey with it. To be adapted to a insane world is kind of cray. And to me, I feel like everybody got a little, that up in them, right? Because again, you are living in this world, right? So eventually, people may think that they don't but let's be for real. And you gotta learn how to maneuver it all, right? Because again, we done picked up a lot of different backwards ways of living and a lot of things going on within ourselves that we have to clean up. So yeah, for sure. I know you're like, what is she talking about? But no, really. I'm just saying that we have to realize that life teaches you many lessons along your way, and it's always teaching you something. And what people fail to realize is when you start moving in the ways of the Most High, you start changing your life, and it starts with being real with yourself, being honest with yourself about everything you got going on, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything you got going on, and really confessing that to yourself and to the Most High, just everything you got going on, and deep down what you got going on. It's about really being honest with yourself about it, right? Bringing it all to the forefront, whatever that might be. That you dealing with, that you dealt with in life, that's still, something that you feel like you might be covering up, right? It's about everything that you thought you covered up, right? Because the thing is, we don't really cover up anything. Everything that you do here is being recorded, so you're not really covering up anything. Spiritually, of course, you're picking it all up, and everything is what it is. You can feel like you're covering up all you want. Everything that you do, knowingly, unknowingly, is gonna all be there and bear witness. So it's real. So we just have to be mindful of how we move out here. It's very important. And it's about, again, let me just say, it's about becoming good again, being good again, right? And of course, we have good and evil within us, right? Our natures, right? We have that in us. But it's about overcoming that disagreeable part of us and becoming more agreeable, right? Right. So it's real, family. And we have to understand what that is and what is our, ways about us, our evil ways about us. And we have to be real with that, stuff that kind of gets us in situations we got no business being in. Part of our character, we have to, really examine that and, do the total opposite, right? Working on different parts of ourselves and parts of our nature, working on that. And again, that's what the whole working towards, erection, changing, your character and your behavior patterns and things that, you need to work on, your weaknesses and making them strengths and, things like that. So it's about literally, let me just say, for example, something simple, some people, they lie a lot, right? So if you're lying a lot and you're doing that, it's about doing the total opposite. It's about learning how to speak the truth and tell the truth, and just, keep on doing that until you're working on it to where all that comes out your mouth is truth, right? And that's how it works, and that's what it is. And that's just one example of one, right? Because some people, we do have compulsive liars out here. They don't know how to tell the truth, right? And it's very uncomfortable for some people, right? And it's about really getting comfortable with yourself and everything about yourself, being comfortable with this part of you, everything that you try to hide, question mark. Why do you hide that, right? That's something to bring to the forefront. And what are you hiding? Why are you hiding these things? And a lot of people don't want to maybe face that, but that's what it's going to take in order you to, see yourself for who you are. And don't look at it as a bad thing, right? You look at it as like you have different parts of yourself, right? Because this is how you're created, right? You have different parts of yourself. And it's about seeing things for what they are and knowing what you got going on and just working on them, right? Working on it. And once you begin to work on those things within yourself, and again, the simplest way to put it, and just like our master teacher put it, is about becoming good again. That's just the best way to put it, right? And if you know how you be moving out here, you know how you move in life, you know what's going on with you. We know these things, right? We know, that's what it's about. It's about being real with yourself and how you doing, and not just keeping it all in, because a lot of people like to keep it all in. Don't say nothing, just cover it up, keep it all in. Not realizing it's not going anywhere, it's just building up. And eventually, some people either snap or, explode, right? You don't want to do that. You want to see yourself for what you got going on and taking it slow, right? And all the things that if you can just go back into childhood and all of that, going back and seeing all the things that you have done, and whatever comes to your memory, forgive yourself, forgive others on that event, that situation, whatever that was, and forgive yourself for it, forgive others for it, and make peace with it, and you repent, and you keep it moving, right? You talk to the Most High, and you keep it moving, of course. That's what it is. And it sounds simple, right? But a lot of people don't want to face what has happened with them in life. And it's not really as simple because some people don't even want to relive certain memories that they experience in life. It's real and it's hard. But we have to face those things and revisit those moments so you can make peace with it and you can begin to, you know, be present in your life and not always going back into the past about things that has transpired. And we have to be mindful of that because we keep going back in the past and coulda, woulda, what happened, why, all of that. That's when you can make yourself ill, you can make yourself sick, and you never get past certain things. You'll get stuck in all of that, thinking that you can never break through, or you can never really heal yourself. And you just got to make a decision to say, okay, yes, all of these things happen to me and it's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have different experiences that we experience in life, and we have to understand that it's a part of life having experiences, good, bad, the ugly. It's a part of life. We all have good, bad, ugly experiences in life. It's about accepting what life really is and what that is, and it's about keep it moving, right? Letting it go, releasing it, right? Talking to the Most High about it and releasing it. Because we are loved, family. We are loved. And the Most High knows everything that you've ever been through in your life, whatever that is. So you're not hiding only hiding from yourself, really. You're not hiding from Him. You're only hiding it from yourself. So it's about releasing those things. Everything that you ever done, you want to do good, you want to do better, then do that. And keep it moving and saying this day forward, setting a date, if I'm not doing this stuff no more. And keep doing it until you eventually stop doing it. And eventually, of course, you might, go back and forth with it. But again, it's about not giving up on yourself. Knowing that it's not easy to change, habits and things like that. Emotional habits, things that we've been through, accepting the stuff that we've been through in life and different experiences that are very hurtful, so much pain and suffering in it all. But we have to understand that it's a part of your journey and it's a part of life, and it's something that you were supposed to get out of it, whether people really want to face it or not. It's something that you can get out of every situation and look at something in it that going forward, it teaches you just to be more alert, maybe more vigilant about things and how you move and going forward with how you move in life in general. It just teaches you things to where you don't end up in certain situations. Now, certain things that's outside of your control. I'm not speaking on that. That's outside of your control, right? I'm talking about the stuff that is in your control, something that you decided to do on something that you decided to do. And it is by your free will that you decided to do that. That's what I'm speaking of. And once you begin to really look within yourself and see the things that you've been through, see the things that you've done, and begin to see yourself, right? It's okay. You all have done a lot of things that were not good. It's okay. But we have to understand that it's about making peace with that. And if you want a better life for yourself, you gotta forgive yourself and forgive others. That is where you're gonna bring in that inner peace from within, right? And through time, you'll start to feel the joy within as well, because then the weight will begin to be lifted off your shoulders. The weight will begin to be lifted off your heart so much, and it's about making your heart lighter, right? So you have to release it, and it's just simply by just saying you want to release it, speaking on it, and just releasing it, going in a situation. And I release that with love, with peace. I release that, and you just keep it moving after that. And I know sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we still revisit those things that really were traumatic to us in life. We really do. Sometimes we do, but it's about just saying to yourself in general that you release it And eventually through time, knowing that the Most High forgives you. If you repent and you ask, He forgives us. He forgives us for everything we ever done, no matter what we have done. Any sin, greater sin, lesser sin, any sin we have done, He forgives us for it, right? We have to understand this. He forgives us for it, right? So we have to begin to confess our sins. And once we begin to confess our sins and release, and again, it's about sinning no more, so it's about becoming better. No, we're not perfect, right? But it's about making the decision, saying, I don't want to live my life this way anymore. And you just keep moving on. You know your intentions behind what you do. You know what you're doing. And eventually you'll begin to not want to do those things anymore. And it become easier and easier and easier through time, right? And once you begin to realize that the stuff that we hold on to, people, places, and things that we hold on to, that we have so many attachments for or with, has been something that I see just in my own particular journey. It has definitely been something that has really stronghold in your life when you're going through this journey. It's a lot of strongholds in it. But once you begin to release those strongholds and begin to trust in your own soul, your own spirit, your own intuition on what you see with what the Most High is showing you, it's about trusting that and not moving on nothing, but just that, right? Because most of the time I realized, as long on this good journey with them, most of the time, it's just some things are already just being told to me already about a lot of things. Some things are already being told to me, and sometimes I, give sometimes a benefit of doubt sometimes, and this, that, and the other. Sometimes I go in my overthink a little bit more in my mind. But family, I realize that most of the time, it is what it is. That intuition is right. It is what it is. It's real. And so we have to realize and pay attention to that. Because again, we only battling within ourselves. So we have to be real with ourselves. And again, once we begin to see things for what it really is and stop holding on to things that's constantly have us crying, constantly have us in pain, constantly having us suffering and having, and some people do hold grudges and mad about a lot of different things. When you begin to let those things go, when you begin to make peace with it, no matter what it is, right? People not being present in your life, people being present. I'm talking about, people go through childhood issues, family, mother, child, whoever, not being in their lives or it could be numerous of things of why, what has made you who you are today, right? But all of that, remembering all those things that made you are who you are today, right? Knowing that that's really not you. That's really not you at the end of the day, too. That's really not you. So we have to realize, too, that you have to be able to release it and let it go. And it's simply by just doing what I just said. Release and let it go. It's not as deep as people really think, because, again, family, it's about moving with a lighter heart, right? And you doing this for yourself, right? You're doing this for your soul. You're doing this for your spirits. So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not. It's deep for a lot. It can be deep, but we have to realize that we have to begin to make peace and release with peace. Release with love. Regardless of what happened, we have to release with love and move on, because we got things to do in this day and time. You're still here, so that means you got work to do, which means that you still can correct certain things and do what you came here to do. part of your destiny and soul mission, right? So it's important that we release things, especially things that don't mean you no good. So I just thought that I expressed that and say that because we have to understand that a lot of people have been building up and holding on to a lot of different things in life. And we have to learn how to let it go. And I know it's hard, but we must release and learn to be present. That's the gift, family. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Again, family, if you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. On that note, hope you all know that you are loved beyond this world and in it. Begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release. Our master teacher, Dr. Malachi. Peace, shalom, hashig, divine love, family, and watu. And it's on.